What's poppin', YouTube family? It's your girl SHOtheOT, your fave occupational therapist, here to help you and others live their best lives. Let's get started. Bye. Hey y'all, so before we get into today's video, I want to talk to y'all about, guess what? Picmonic. Yes, I've been talking to y'all about Picmonic for the last 3 videos, and if you still ain't went and got your subscription, what are you doing, okay? I'm here to tell y'all, did y'all know Picmonic got an app, okay? You do not have to pull out your laptop to get on Picmonic, okay? You can go ahead, download that app, so while you sitting and waiting at the bus stop, while you sitting at the restaurant, while you waiting for your coffee, guess what? You can be studying, okay? You can be studying on the go, and you don't have to make the flashcards, babe, okay? You don't have to make the flashcards. You don't have to make the study materials because Picmonic already did that for you. They've created a story. They've created a quiz. They've created everything that you need to know in order for you to ace that test and for you to pass them boards exams, okay? So please, I done told you till I'm blue in the face, please go get your subscription. The link is in the description box below. Do not say I never did anything for you. Go get it today. Hey y'all, as y'all read by that title, today's video is going to be about co-regulation. Okay, what is co-regulation? I've never heard that before. I've only heard of self-regulation. So y'all know self-regulation is when you're just regulating yourself, managing your own emotions and getting through stressful things by using your own coping strategies that you have to regulate yourself. So co-regulation is basically the same thing except for you're doing it with another person. So our little bitties, our babies, our toddlers, our kids, they don't have the cognitive abilities or the emotional abilities to regulate their own emotions. So they need us as the adults, as the therapists, as the teachers, as the parents to help them manage their own emotions, okay? And we do that by modeling regulation with them. And so there it is, co-regulation. We're connecting with our babies, okay? Connecting with them so that they can pick up on how we're regulating ourselves and start to pick up on the strategies and start copying and imitating what we're doing to regulate their own emotions. So yeah, that's what co-regulation is. And then I'm just gonna give you 5 ways to co-regulate with your kids. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first thing that you're gonna do when your kid is in fight or flight, they're having a tantrum, having a meltdown, what are you gonna do? These are the 5 strategies that you're gonna do to co-regulate with your kiddo. So, first thing you're gonna do is match their tone of voice, match their emotion, match their affect. So affect is basically tone of voice and how they're sounding. Now, we're not gonna match volume because if they're having a tantrum, they're loud. We're not matching that. We don't want to encourage loud tone of voice, okay? But we do want to acknowledge their feelings and match their emotional affect, okay? So what we're doing is if they're angry, we're gonna be like, oh man, that made you really angry. So you're acknowledging it and you're also looking kind of angry. So now they're looking at you like, yeah, I am angry and you feeling what I'm feeling. So you're already building that connection, right? Because they're like, dang, this person that I trust also is feeling this emotion that I'm feeling as well. And so now you're already building up that connection. Now you're not, like I said, you're not promoting the tantrum. You're not egging them on or like, you're not instigating the situation, okay? You're just connecting with them. You're letting them know like, dang, that made you really angry, huh? And they're like, yeah, it did make me angry. So now they're already kind of trusting you because you're in this with them. You just made them feel like you are not judging them for their emotions. You're not trying to make them hide or stop their crying or screaming or whatever you're doing. You're not trying to stop what's going on. You're trying to connect with them. So you build that trust and you build that connection. You're already in a good place to start co-regulating with this kiddo. All right, number 2. Now, after you have, connected, acknowledged their feelings and matched their affect, you want to start implementing some strategies for them to start seeing you model and for them to eventually start to copy or imitate, okay? So one that I love to do with my kiddos is just deep breathing. Everybody has lungs, everybody has breath in their lungs, okay? So everybody can breathe. And so kids, they don't know what their body needs to do to, you know, calm them down. And so you sitting there and you modeling that deep breathing for them is going to be a great way to help regulate their nervous system, okay? And so what you're doing is you're not saying, all right, little Jimmy, we're gonna take 10 deep breaths together. Okay, deep in, deep out. No, because are they in the state of mind to hear all of that? They are not. Okay, they are not going to take any of that in. You're not even letting them know what you're doing. You're just doing it, okay? So now what you're doing is you're just... And so now they're probably kind of confused. They're like, girl, we was just mad together. Why you doing this breathing? What you doing right now? Okay, so now they're looking at you and they're like, well, what you doing? What's going on? We was just, we was just mad. We was just angry. Why we breathing now? And so that honestly, that kind of plays into like redirection a little bit too, because now they're not focusing on why they're angry. They're focusing on what are you doing? Why are you being silly right now? And so you modeling that strategy for them in the hopes that they start to pick up on that. But regardless, if they even start deep breathing on their own, you as a calming person are already helping to calm them because you're calming yourself in the situation. So have you ever been in a room with somebody and they were so angry, so annoyed, so irritated, and that kind of rubbed off on you, right? Like other people's emotions, they do have an effect on us. And so even just by you modeling deep breathing and regulating yourself, that is going to have an effect on them because you're calming down. You are regulating yourself. So now they have no choice but to kind of pick up on that energy too, right? Okay, on to the next strategy. All right, this is a big one. Some kids love it, some kids hate it. You just have to pick up on whether or not your kiddo is into it or not. Physical touch. And so when I say physical touch, I don't mean light touch. Usually light touch is very triggering to the nervous system. It is not, it doesn't feel good. It's not a pleasant feeling. So when I say physical touch, I mean firm, deep pressure that is known to help regulate and calm the nervous system, okay? So that is deep pressure hugs, deep pressure squeezes, deep pressure strokes down the back, deep pressure taps to the back or taps to the diaphragm because our vagus nerve is in our diaphragm. And so you tapping that diaphragm is help stimulating that regulating nerve, okay? And so all of this deep pressure to the body is really helping to calm the nervous system. Now, if your kiddo is not ready for you to touch them, they're not in that space, then don't force it. Because if you're forcing it, then that's just prolonging the tantrum. They're not going to feel safe and they're not going to want to calm down because you're triggering them right now. So what you can do is you can start to regulate yourself. You can start giving yourself deep pressure squeezes to your arm, okay? You can start rubbing your chest to kind of mimic what you would do to them. And like I said, same thing, you're calming your nervous system, so they're picking up on your energy because you're much more calm, okay? And I know this is easier said than done because they're probably screaming in your ear while you're trying to do all of this, but the key is for you to stay calm. The calmer you are, they have no choice but to match your energy eventually, okay? So on to the next strategy. All right, something as simple as calming music can be huge for helping to regulate our kiddos. How many times have you had a stressful day, had some type of stressful event, and all you wanted to do was go listen to a favorite song, a song that reminded you of a certain event, or anything like that, right? Music can be super calming for the nervous system, okay? So find, and I mean calming music because music can also be excitatory or overstimulating. So calming music is key, right? So you want to go find, I like classical music. Classical music seems to always help regulate my kids whenever they're having a hard time, right? So find a nice soothing, calming playlist for you to just play in the background, not too loud, but not too low. You still want them to hear it, right? You don't want it to be overstimulating, but you don't want it to just be drowned out by the tantrum that they're having. So find that just right. And if they're giving you signs that they want you to turn it off, turn it off. It's not that deep. Like, if they're not vibing with the music, then they're not vibing with it. Don't force it, but just try it and see how they respond to it. All right, on to the next one. All right, last but certainly not least, you can simply just abandon or leave the trigger. Whatever made them have this tantrum, whatever made them have this meltdown, leave it, because usually if it's still in your sight, you're still thinking about it. Have you ever had to leave a situation and you instantly calm down because you've left the presence of the trigger? That's what a lot of our kids need. So if they can't have a toy, leave the toy, get it out of their brain so they're not thinking about it anymore. Okay, redirect. This is classic redirection. So taking them outside is great because now they're getting that sunlight, that outside energy, and that's making them feel better just in general. Or just redirect to a preferred activity. Go put them on a swing, go play with another preferred toy that they can do. Give them a snack, give them a drink of ice water. Ice water is really good for calming down during a tantrum. So just redirecting and leaving whatever upset them in the past. Like, leave it there, okay? They're not in a mindset to work through the tantrum, okay? So we can't be sitting there like, Jimmy, you cannot have that toy because your brother's playing with that toy, okay? You know, they're not going to get that, okay? Because they're having a meltdown. They're having, their nervous system is in fight or flight. They can't rationalize what you're trying to tell them. So leaving the situation, regulating them, and then, if you really want to talk about it with them and try to work through that and problem solve with them, go back to it after they've regulated and are in a good place to receive what you're trying to tell them. All right. Okay, guys, that was all I have for you today. We talked about what co-regulation is and 5 ways for you to do it with your kiddos. I know this is easier said than done to do while your kid is literally probably screaming in your ear. But like I said, the key is regulating yourself so that they have no choice but to match your energy, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.